Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's car. 69 Z28. I love this color. This is called Dusk Blue, and the reason why I love it so much is it gives you just a couple different colors. Outside in the sunlight, I'll pull it out in the sunlight in just a minute. It looks, it's got this great metallic, beautiful dark color, but at night, it almost looks like it's black when you're rolling down the road. I put a black mat back there so you can kind of see that it really is blue, but it looks really cool under the lights. Anyway, a lot of authenticity with this car, a lot of documentation with it. So we talk about quality of paint. So come on up here for a second. You guys are looking online at these cars. Look at that. You can read everything in there. Clearly see like the guy's watch and what time it is. Like those are the things that tell you that it's great paint. If it's fuzzy at all, like you can't read it crystal clear, you can't see the guy's camera, you can't see his face, you can't see the leaves or the car that's next to it perfectly, the paint is not going to be as nice when it arrives at your house than it is right here in video, okay? 302 callouts, because under here we have the correct 302 DZ motor in there, and we also have a couple other neat things too. So your choice of tires. Right now I have the Eagle STs on it. I might put on the correct Polyglass GTs, which I think really look nice on the car. They kind of just finish the whole car off. Here's the problem with that though. The problem with that is they look great, but they don't drive that great. You know, they're still kind of rock hard and they're very square tires. The radial change the drive of cars dramatically. And with these on there, they're really very nice. Maybe you have two sets of wheels and tires, one for show, one for going for great drives. But anyway, they just look great. We got disc brakes inside here too. We do have power steering with the fast ratio. As you know, a lot of you know, maybe you don't. Like the Pitman arm is a little different on the Z28s, I believe, than the regular Camaros, so you get that little faster turn of the wheel, okay? We'll take now what I call a peek under the hood, which I love underneath the hood of these cars, okay? This is nice too because I want to talk about the paint for one more second. You know, this has been painted, the Dusk Blue, then they laid on the white stripe, and then they clear coated over everything so you can barely feel the white stripe, okay? And plus it doesn't leave like a rough edge, you don't wax the edge off. I like to wax my cars a lot. Maybe that makes me weird, but I like my stuff to shine and be clean. Anyway, I should probably stay focused here and get the hood open. So let me get the hood open, quit jibber jabbering. Okay, detailed nicely under here. Tower clamps. As we look around, you know, it's as authentic as possible with what's available today. Correct DZ motor with the double hump heads. We got the right valve cover. We got the Winters intake manifold. Cal induction here. Flapper door working properly. We talked about these clamps. I like to make sure you guys see this stuff here because the tower clamps make a difference because that's the authentic part of it. Got the right stickers. Got the battery. It's a real battery, not the battery topper that we typically would put on. This is a real old style battery. Detailed in here. Here's I wanted to show you this right here. If you could come on up. X77 on the cal tag there. We kind of had to sand that lightly since it was restored, so you could see that. So you know that's a real Z28. We talked about the power disc brakes. We talked about power steering. You know, a lot of these cars got headers in the trunk from the factory, or the dealer installed them. In this case here, I'm sure that didn't happen because these are in way too good a shape. These are probably recent headers that have been added to the car, but the whole system is really, really nice. It freed up a lot of power, and when these wind up, they really need to be able to flow the exhaust gas out, and it sounds awesome coming out the tailpipes. And this car does go down the road really, really nicely. You know, I find that on these Camaros, especially these with the front and rear spoilers, it really completes it. And then you throw the stripes in too, and it just adds a muscle car look. For some reason, even today's modern muscle cars just haven't been able to pull this off yet. I think that's why these are still very, very popular. Plus with a solid lifter camshaft, this thing sounds great. All right, let's look at the trunk for a second. Okay, original style decals in here, jacking instructions, jack itself. The wheel that we have on there is a rosewood wheel. We have another one in here. It has two small cracks in it. I don't know if it's original or not. It could be a reproduction, can't really tell, but we do have a brand new one to put on it. I didn't know in case you saw in the video. It had two small cracks, so I want to make sure you knew that we got that. All right, trunk is nice and detailed. You got trunk mat, spare tire cover, splatter coat painted, new seals and gaskets. And that sounds really nice when you close it too. You really have to kind of slam it because the seals are fairly new. They're surprisingly fast for 302 cubic inches. Definitely way more than the 290 horsepower that they rated at. Anyway, let's go check out the cockpit. Okay, the one thing we didn't talk about was what transmission and what rear end was in the car. I wanted to save that for in here because this is pretty cool. We have the correct shifter ball. The car has just come in, so I ordered a couple parts for it, and I just wanted to get the video done before it was ready, just to get it out there. But this has an M22 in it. We verified it and checked the case and the drain plugs on the bottom. It does have the correct DZ motor in it, 302. Seems to be right in the date range. And it does have the BU rear, 373 gears and positive traction. So that part's all correct and good. Got the console with gauges. You know, that wasn't mandatory on these cars. You didn't have to get that. It's a really nice feature. Got the factory tach, speedometer, clock in the center there. And I don't know, buckets and console just make the whole car. Looks really nice in here. And I like the blue interior with the blue exterior. Just like a whole different setup. The white stripes really make everything pop. Anyway, how about I start it for you so you can hear what it sounds like. We talked about the gauges and the level of restoration, meaning you had a lot of correct items and things like that on it. And here's always a good sign too, like when the clock is working. Like the clock never works on these cars, and the fact that it does, and that the gauges work, and the lights work, and the turn signals, and all that stuff, that's the kind of car you'd be getting from us. And I think you'll find that when it arrives at your house out of that enclosed carrier, it's a pretty cool piece. Camaros are very popular here, and you know, it's not often that we get a lot of documentation. You know, you're talking about 40 years of cars changing hands and things like that, people moving, losing things. But we got great documentation with this car. We got a real DZ motor in there. We got an M22. We got the correct rear in the car. You know, you got disc brakes, you got power steering. Just at the end of the day, like a '69 Z28 is you know, American pie. It's just it's a great car, cool colors, awesome piece, and if you can find a way to get something like this into your life, it's a make you happy kind of car. So anyway, figure some way to do it. Help us help you. Call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.